Chicago Bears, Sam Hurd, got sentenced 15 years in prison yesterday for drug trafficking. He was facing 10 to life, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But this story is quite interesting, especially as you dig beneath the headlines on it, which we're going to do right now. First of all, the SI story came out yesterday as well that Hurd admitted, I wasn't SI story, I'm sorry, from his testimony, that he admitted to trafficking in pounds and pounds of high-grade California weed that he mostly shared with his teammates at cost. That 20 to 25 of his teammates for the Dallas Cowboys, he was smoking pot with them. And he was with the Cowboys between 2006 and 2010 and said he's regularly smoking with 20 to 25 of his teammates. Now, understand, an NFL roster, a full roster on an NFL team is 53, right? So we're talking about potentially almost half of the Dallas Cowboys regularly smoking high-grade California marijuana. So I thought it'd be interesting to look at statistics. And yesterday on Toker Talk Radio, I looked at Sam Hurd's individual statistics, and they look pretty standard as far as, I mean, he wasn't any superstar NFL receiver or anything, but it's not like his statistics declined over time throughout his pot use. Well, this latest story that I pulled off of culturemap.com was quite interesting. Culture Map Dallas is pointing out that for the years 2006 to 2010, the Dallas Cowboys made the playoffs 3 times and had a combined record of 48 and 32. So a winning record over those 5 seasons and made the playoffs 3 times. And since Hurd has left the Cowboys in 2011, Dallas not only hasn't made the playoffs, they haven't even had a winning season. Interesting. In fact, the time that Hurd was supplying about 40 to 50% of the Dallas Cowboys starters with weed, that was their most successful set of seasons since their 1990s, 3 out of 4 Super Bowl seasons, the Emmitt Smith days, the Troy Aikman days. Now, another point to be made here is to take a look at the 2 states where marijuana is legal, Washington State and Colorado, which feature the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. The Seattle Seahawks are 9-1 on the season, and the Denver Broncos are 8-1 on the season, 2 of the 3 best records in the NFL. Meanwhile, let's also take a look at the state of Florida. The state of Florida is probably the worst state for a pot smoker. You can get a 5-year felony for possessing just an ounce. So how are the Florida teams in the NFL doing? Well, the Miami Dolphins are doing the best. They're 4-5. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jacksonville Jaguars are both 1-8. They are 2 of the worst teams in the NFL. Now, all of this is just correlation. It's not causation. We can't prove one thing one way or the other. And it just so happens that Seattle and Denver happen to have some of the best athletes on their teams as well. But if marijuana were causing such a huge problem with the players and their ability to catch and run and throw and tackle, we're not seeing it in the statistics. We're not seeing it in the win-loss records. And in fact, over the past 5 Super Bowls, 2 of those Super Bowls, the winning touchdown catch, the winning last-second touchdown catch, was made by notorious pot smoker Santonio Holmes and notorious pot smoker Plaxico Burress. And we can point to a number of NFL players who are great players. Levon Brazil is one of them who got suspended this year. We can think back to Ricky Williams and so many others who did not deserve to have any extra scrutiny for happening to choose marijuana instead of the terrible painkillers they're given all this time in the NFL. In fact, what we know about concussion, we should be giving NFL players a volcano vaporizer bag the minute they get their bell rung. All right, stick around. When we come back, we got some Groovin' Thursday music for you. Light 'em up.
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he would sell you South Carolina. Then you know you're talking to that reefer man. Let him bring in the beat.